A bitter laugh escaped my mouth before I could stop it. Not a real laugh, more like my body rejecting what my eyes were seeing. I was sitting on my couch in Denver at 11 p.m. on a Thursday night, leftover pad thai growing cold on the coffee table, watching my little sister post a video from the bow of a 50-foot yacht. The drone footage panned across Emerald Bay. My brother stood shirtless at the helm, spraying champagne into the wind. My sister danced in a bikini that cost more than my grocery budget for a month. And in the corner of the frame, their friend threw actual cash into the water while the caption read, "Living our best life." My jaw clenched so hard my molars ached. 3 days ago, my mother had called crying that they could only give my brother $3,000 for his reset weekend in Lake Tahoe. $3,000. That's what she'd said. And now I was watching them burn through what looked like 6 figures in 48 hours. My name is Megan. I'm 32, a structural engineer and the eldest daughter who spent a decade being my family's personal ATM. This is the story of how I finally stopped paying for people who never saw me as anything but a credit line. I scrolled back through my sister's feed doing the math. Private jet footage from the tarmac, a 2-bedroom suite at Harrah's with floor-to-ceiling windows, a white Escalade limo, bottle service at Hard Rock's VIP section. My brother filming himself sliding $500 chips across a blackjack table like they were quarters. None of this made sense. My parents lived on a state pension in North Las Vegas. My brother hadn't held a job longer than 4 months in his life. My sister's influencer income barely covered her phone bill. I pulled up the family group chat and scrolled to my mother's message from Monday. "We're giving Kyle everything we can spare, sweetie. Just $3,000. Wish we could do more." I screenshot it. Then I screenshot my sister's post from 2 hours ago, a mirror selfie wearing a Cartier love bracelet with a poll asking followers whether she should get rose gold or yellow. The price tag was visible, $42,000. Something cold settled in my stomach. Not anger, not even surprise, really. Just the quiet click of a puzzle piece I should have seen years ago. My phone buzzed with a text from my mother. "So proud of our kids living their best life," followed by a string of heart emojis. I stared at that message until the screen went dark. Then I opened my laptop and started a new spreadsheet. The numbers were damning. I'd been tracking my contributions to the family for 8 years, ever since I moved to Denver at 24. What I'd never done was add them all up in one place. I did it now, my fingers steady on the keyboard while my chest felt hollow. At 22, fresh out of college with my engineering degree, I'd moved back to my parents' house for a full year. 3 jobs, construction sites during the day, bartending at night, CAD freelancing on weekends, all so I could wire $28,000 to cover my brother Kyle's tuition at UNLV. He dropped out after 1 semester because college wasn't his vibe. My mother hugged him and said, "Boys will be boys." Nobody mentioned the money again. 3 years later, I co-signed my sister Ashley's Jeep Wrangler. 48-month loan, $480 a month, taken straight from my paycheck. She sent me a thank you text with heart emojis and posted the Jeep on Instagram with the caption, "Big sis, goals." I still have the screenshot. Last year, my mother woke me at 3 a.m., hysterical because the credit cards were maxed. $9,000 on gaming setups for Kyle and designer clothes for Ashley's content creation. I transferred the money before I even got out of bed. She promised it was the last time. It wasn't. The spreadsheet total stared back at me. $123,416. Every cent earned with my own hands. Not once had anyone said thank you like they meant it. It was expected. It was my duty. It was what big sisters do. And now they were on a yacht in Lake Tahoe, funded by God knows what, while I sat in my apartment eating cold noodles and wondering if I'd ever be able to buy my own place. The next 36 hours passed quietly. Work, sleep, the usual weekend routine. Then everything exploded. By Saturday morning, their social media had escalated into something unhinged. My brother filmed himself in a private poker room pushing 50,000 in chips to the center of the table. My sister sat on his lap wearing the Cartier bracelet. She'd gone with rose gold, filming the mountain of chips with the caption, "Big Brother's on fire tonight." I did the math in my head. The buy-in for that room started at $25,000 per seat. 3 seats plus the yacht, the bottles, the jewelry. We were easily north of 200,000 in less than 48 hours. At 2:17 a.m., my phone exploded. My mother's name flashed again and again. I answered on the 5th call, and she was hyperventilating before I could say hello. Megan. Oh God, Megan. Kyle's in the emergency room. They roughed him up. Security at Hard Rock broke his ribs. He's screaming in pain. My father ripped the phone from her. His voice cracked with panic. Your brother lost control at the tables. Casino security took him down hard. 3 cracked ribs, possible punctured lung. He's at Barton Memorial right now. They're holding his Nevada license because he signed markers for $50,000 he can't cover. The hospital is refusing the good pain meds until someone pays $15,000 cash up front. He's begging for you, Megan. He's literally begging. I sat up in the dark, my pulse racing, but my voice came out flat and steady. Why can't you two pay? Dead air. Then my mother broke into fresh sobs. We're completely broke, baby. We gave him everything we had for the trip, and more. We thought he was just having fun. You've always been the strong one. Please. I cut her off with words I had never said before. Call your perfect little princess. Then I ended the call. I yanked the charger cord out of the wall so hard the plug scraped the paint. I powered the phone all the way down and lay back against the pillow. My heart was still hammering, but something inside me had gone perfectly still. No guilt, no second guessing, no tears. Just a cold, clean break. I rolled over and slept harder than I had in years. I woke at 8:30 a.m. to sunlight pouring across the hardwood. For a moment, I forgot everything. Then I remembered and felt light, lighter than I'd felt since I was a kid. I left the phone dead on the floor, made French press coffee, took a 40-minute shower, did laundry, watered the plants on my balcony, ate yogurt with granola while reading a book. I didn't plug the phone in until almost 10 a.m. The second it booted, chaos exploded. 61 missed calls, 147 text messages, voicemails stacked 3 screens deep. My mother's texts started pleading and turned vicious within minutes. He's getting worse by the minute. They're rushing him to surgery. The doctor said another hour without the strong meds, and he could go into shock. You're killing your brother. Yeah. I never thought I'd live to see my daughter become this monster. My father sent one single message. He's asking why you hate him. Ashley went nuclear. She'd posted a 30-second TikTok from the ER hallway, face streaked with mascara, voice shaking. My 26-year-old brother is fighting for his life right now, and my own sister is refusing to send $15,000. $15,000. She makes 6 figures, and she's letting him suffer. Please share this. She tagged my full name, my company, my city. The video hit 1 million views in 2 hours. Then came the photos. Kyle on a gurney, shirt cut open, ribs wrapped, face swollen purple and black. A close-up of the casino marker, his signature shaky under a bright red $50,000 balance. Another video of Ashley holding his hand while he groaned, captioned, Big Sis won't save him. Strangers flooded my DMs. Hope you get what's coming to you. Karma's coming. Fake feminist. I scrolled through all of it while eating cereal. I felt nothing at all. The casino called first, a blocked Nevada number. I answered. Ms. Donovan, this is the credit cage at Hard Rock Lake Tahoe. We have your brother in holding for an outstanding marker. Can we run a card to release his ID? Contact his parents. They've been here. Their cards are maxed. That's not my problem. Click. The hospital billing department rang 10 minutes later. A tired nurse explained that Nevada law allowed cash-only demands when no insurance was presented. I understand, I said. It's not my bill, not my responsibility. She sighed and hung up. I blocked my mother's number for the first time in my life, then my father's, then every unknown number that had called that morning. I made a second cup of coffee, put on running shoes, and went for a 5-mile jog along the Cherry Creek Trail. The sky was clear, the air was cold, my head was completely quiet. When I got back, Ashley's GoFundMe was live. Goal: $20,000 to save Kyle from medical neglect, already at $9,000. The top donor wrote, No sister should ever do this. I showered, ordered Thai food, and worked on a presentation for Monday like nothing had happened. Sunday morning at 9:01 a.m., my phone rang. A 530 area code, South Lake Tahoe Police. Ms. Donovan, this is Officer Ramirez. I'm calling about your brother, Kyle. Last night at approximately 1:40 a.m., hospital security contacted us after he assaulted a floor supervisor at Hard Rock Casino. The officer required 12 stitches above the left eye. I stirred my oatmeal, phone on speaker. I see. During booking, we discovered Mr. Donovan used a counterfeit Colorado driver's license to establish a $50,000 credit line. He'd apparently obtained the fake ID through an online document mill several months ago. We're seeing more of these cases tied to gambling addiction. He's currently in custody facing felony assault, felony fraud, and possible identity theft charges. Bail is set at $80,000, cash only. And you're calling me because? You're listed as primary emergency contact on the casino paperwork. Can you come to the station or wire the funds? I'm 800 miles away in Denver. I'm not his guardian, not his spouse, not his co-signer. His legal parents are Robert and Linda Donovan in North Las Vegas. Direct all communication to them. We've spoken to the parents. They're present but unable to produce the required amount. Your brother specifically requested we keep trying you. Then my brother lied to you. I'm not paying a dime. Have a nice day. I hung up, added salt to the oatmeal, and ate on the balcony watching runners on the trail below. That afternoon, my father called from Reno Tahoe International, Gate C7, waiting for the last flight back to Vegas. His voice was raw. Megan, Kyle's been gambling for 3 years straight, not just weekends, every week. Online at first, then driving to every casino within 200 miles. He's into bookies, loan apps, casino credit lines. 92,000 total. We found out too late. I stood at my kitchen sink, listening. First time he came clean was 18 months ago. Owed 30 grand. Your mom and I took out a reverse mortgage on the house to cover it. Told ourselves it was a one-time thing. He swore he'd stop. Another cough. I could hear airport announcements in the background. 4 months ago, it happened again. 55,000 this time. We refinanced again, maxed everything. Bank sent the final foreclosure warning 6 weeks ago. 60 days to pay or the house is gone. We thought one last big win in Tahoe would fix everything. That's why we gave him the 3 grand. He said he had a system. And the rest of the money for the trip? I asked. The yacht? The jet? Ashley's $42,000 bracelet? My father's voice dropped. Kyle opened credit lines at 3 different casinos using fake IDs. And Ashley. She charged the bracelet to a store account she opened with falsified income documents. They were both in on it, playing high roller on borrowed time, thinking a big win would cover everything before the bills came due. And you're telling me this why? Because we're out of moves, Megan. The house, the cars, mom's jewelry, everything's gone or pledged. The only asset left is you. If you take out a personal loan for 100 grand, we can pay the bank, get Kyle into a real rehab in Arizona, keep a roof over our heads. I walked to the balcony, slid the door open, let the cold air hit my face. So let me make sure I understand. You mortgaged the family home twice to cover his gambling debts. You knew he was sick, and you still handed him cash for one last score. And now that it's all collapsed, you want me to borrow 6 figures to save you from consequences you created. His voice cracked. He's our only son. I stared at the Denver skyline, the mountains sharp against the blue. That's the problem, Dad. You've always had only one son, and 2 daughters who never counted. Silence stretched so long I thought the call dropped. Then he whispered, "Please, Megan, I'm begging you. I'm on my knees in this airport." I closed my eyes. You taught me my whole life that family comes first, that as the oldest, I had to carry everyone. You made that rule. I lived by it for 32 years. And the second I stop, I'm the villain. He started crying. Ugly, choking sobs. "I'm sorry," he rasped. "I know we failed you. I know we put him first every time. But if you don't help, we lose everything. Kyle goes to prison. Your mom and I are homeless at 60. Is that what you want?" I watched a hawk circle high above the city. "No, that's not what I want, but it's what you built, and I'm done paying for it." "Megan, I'm not a bank, Dad. I'm your daughter, and you lost the right to ask me for anything the day you chose his addiction over my future. Again and again and again. You're really going to let your brother rot in jail? He's 26. He made adult choices. Let him face adult consequences. Please. Goodbye, Dad. I ended the call, and for a full minute I stood there, phone still in my hand, waiting for the familiar wave of guilt, the stomach drop, the urge to call back, fix everything. It never came. I ran a full credit report that night. The reverse mortgages were there in black and white, both in Mom and Dad's names only. Kyle wasn't on the deed. My name appeared nowhere. Legally, the house had never been my problem. The harassment lasted exactly 7 days. Texts from burner numbers, emails from fake addresses, handwritten letters slipped under my apartment door. My aunt called from Florida crying that my mother had a nervous breakdown and it was my fault. My cousin FaceTimed me from my mother's phone, holding the camera so I could see her curled on the couch, clutching one of my old baby photos. Ashley posted daily updates on TikTok. Day 4 without a home because my sister won't help. The GoFundMe closed at $112,000. Every dollar donated by strangers who believed I was the monster. Most of it went straight to Kyle's hospital bill and the casino marker. Ashley later admitted in a tearful video that there was nothing left over. On Wednesday morning, 6 weeks after the bank's final warning had been issued, the Clark County Recorder's Office posted the notice. The 2-story house on Coral Shale Street in North Las Vegas was officially foreclosed and padlocked. A neighbor who still had my number from years of block parties sent me a photo of the yellow eviction sticker on the front door. My parents had 30 minutes to remove what they could carry. They moved into my aunt's spare bedroom in Henderson. 2 people in a 10 by 12 room, their marriage strained to breaking under the weight of everything they'd lost. That same afternoon, Kyle appeared before a Nevada district judge via video link from El Dorado County Jail. The prosecutor offered a plea. Felony fraud reduced to misdemeanor plus mandatory 90-day inpatient gambling treatment at a state-funded facility outside Reno. He took it. By Friday, he was on a bus in wrist restraints, headed north. Ashley's brand deals evaporated overnight. Fashion Nova, Pretty Little Thing, 3 teeth whitening companies, all dropped her within 48 hours. Reddit threads dissected every sponsored post she'd ever made calling her the girl who cried wolf for Cartier bracelets. Her follower count dropped by 500,000 in 4 days. She eventually deleted all her social media, took a job as a receptionist at a dental office in Henderson, and moved in with our parents at our aunt's house. 3 adults crammed into that tiny room, forced to rebuild from nothing. I changed my number, blocked every account that had ever belonged to a blood relative, made my Instagram private and scrubbed every tagged photo. On Sunday night, I signed a lease on a new loft in the Rhino Arts District, 20 minutes across Denver from my old place. The movers came Monday at dawn. By noon, I was gone. The silence that followed was breathtaking. No more 3 a.m. panic calls. No more Venmo requests disguised as emergencies. No more guilt trips dressed up as love. My inbox stayed empty except for work and actual friends. My phone battery lasted 2 full days. I walked to the corner coffee shop every morning and ordered the same oat milk latte without anyone asking me to spot them $10 for gas. I hiked alone on weekends and didn't have to explain why I couldn't send plane tickets. I cooked dinner without the background hum of dread that someone was about to lose everything and blame me for not catching them. One evening, I sat on my new balcony watching the sun drop behind the front range and realized I hadn't felt my shoulders tense once in 6 days. I opened a bottle of wine I'd been saving for a celebration that never came, poured a glass, and let myself cry. Not from sadness, from pure, dizzy relief. Cutting them off wasn't cruelty. It was oxygen. I finally understood that love doesn't require self-destruction, that boundaries aren't betrayal, that choosing myself wasn't punishment I was inflicting on them. It was the consequence they had earned, one unpaid bill, one excused lie, one mortgaged future at a time. 6 months after Kyle completed his 90-day program, I heard through my aunt that he'd relapsed twice but was trying again at a different facility, this time paying his own way with a warehouse job. I wished him well in my head and nothing more. My mother tried one final time. A letter arrived at my old apartment building where the property manager, who knew I'd moved to Rhino but not my exact address, forwarded it to my new place, postmarked Henderson. Inside was a single Polaroid of me at 6 years old, gap-toothed and smiling in a backyard pool, with the words, "We're sorry," scrawled on the white border in her handwriting. I looked at the picture for a long time. Then I dropped it into the recycling bin with the junk mail. I didn't hate them. Hate takes energy. I had simply run out of anything left to give. I turned 33 that fall. I bought myself a cake, invited 3 co-workers who had become real friends, and we ate it on the new balcony under string lights. Nobody asked me to pay for anything. Nobody cried. Nobody posted about it online looking for pity. Just laughter, red velvet crumbs, and a sky full of stars that finally felt like they belonged to me. I slept with the windows open and woke up to birds instead of guilt. For the first time in my entire life, the only person I had to carry was myself. And she was more than enough. Before you go, here's a quick bonus for sticking around. If you love learning and growing like I do, you need to try audiobooks. I've got an exclusive deal with Audible. Your first month is completely free. That's access to over 500,000 titles. Zero cost to you. All the details are waiting in the description. Don't miss this one.